Welcome to the Paul Gough podcast and audio experience. I'm here with Todd Houghton of Houghton Physical Therapy of Attleboro, Massachusetts. Todd is a long-standing member of the Paul Gough community, and I thought we'd talk to him today, bring him to you, and just talk through some of his experience and his journey through his growing business, really. So, Todd, do you mind introducing yourself?
How's it going, everyone? I'm Todd Houghton from Attleboro, Massachusetts, and I've been with Paul Gough for about 6 years now. And I started the webinar for the accelerated program, and Paul told me right from the beginning when he asked me what my cash-based physical therapy rate, and it was $65 a visit for 30 minutes, and he said, anyone who wants any physical therapy, go to Massachusetts because you're going to be out of business. So that's kind of what sold me that I needed to make a change and make it happen quick.
So tell us a little bit about the start of your journey versus where you're at now.
In the start of my journey, I was burnt out, seeing patients every day, all day, not sure about my metrics, not sure about my numbers, didn't understand the finances, didn't know what was working, what wasn't working. And I also wasn't doing any marketing. I was the word of mouth guy in the town. And now we have a marketing machine now, the PhysioFunnels and the PhysioFunnels team. And last quarter alone, we had 17 new patients just for social media marketing. 17 new patients. Our previous record was 3 for social media marketing, so off the charts. And we've gone from 1%, less than 1% cash base last year. Now we are 9.5% cash based physical therapy and physical therapy practice. So it's been a really, really big shift.
So when you started with us, you were almost entirely insurance.
I was almost entirely insurance, yes.
So there's going to be a lot of people who watch this, follow Paul, entirely insurance, head in the sand. It's all right for Todd. He can do it. It's all right in his town. His patients are different. What would you say to somebody who was in that situation you were 5-6 years ago?
I'd say what it really is it comes down to belief that I'm worth the service. It comes down to belief that everything's possible, and it doesn't matter where you live, that once you believe that you have the skill and you can deliver the service, the ceilings, there's really no ceiling. So once they have that belief, that we pass it along to our team, and then the team starts to have the belief, and then everything starts to build, and then you realize that the value that you can do in an hour session is off the charts.
Yeah.
And like Paul said, there's 20% of the people in your practice that want more. And of those 20% want even more than that. So we just have to find that 20% and then find the 20% of those. And my team is seeing it happen now. My team is seeing it come up when people are slapping 5,000 or 8,000. I sold a 90 pack for $30,000 just for physical therapy services. And people are getting the results like they've never had before. So we've been just finding the pocket of people, and it's not even selling at that point. That's another benefit of the PhysioFunnels team. There's no selling that takes place because when you market to the right people and you get the algorithms right, people come in and they want to commit right away.
Yeah. All right, great. I'll put you on the spot with this one. This is going to be an almost impossible question to answer. What are the 3 biggest things you've learned in the period of time that you've been with the mastermind community, the Paul Gough community?
That's actually easy.
All right, good. All right, okay.
So the first thing is you're going to be immersed with the events. You have to come to the event, and you have to be around the community. You have to be with the community on the 4% calls on Wednesdays. You just have to be involved with the coaches. So you have to be part of the community. The other thing, the second thing I would say is what got you to where you are today is not going to get you to tomorrow. So if you want to get a new result, you need new strategies, new skills, and you need to level up. And then the third thing is you can't do this yourself.
Yeah.
I've tried to do it myself. You're burnt out at night, sleepless nights, seeing patients all day and all night. You need to just trust in your team. So you want to get a tribe and you want to get a culture that's going to help your tribe grow.
Yeah.
And that's really the path to freedom. I know Paul talked a lot about freedom today, and it's the freedom path, and to do it with your tribe.
Yeah. I've worked with you, I've worked with your team, our team have worked with your team. What I've loved about working with you guys is you're hungry, you're humble, you're smart, you're curious. You don't just hope things click into place. You fight for it, you want it, you ask the right questions. You say, like, let's talk about that roadmap and the trajectory and how do I get there? And the consistency is there as well. You consistently show up, you're consistently passionate, you consistently implement, you consistently show up to events like this and get your team involved. And I think that's an important part of growing your business. I think you need that. You need to know that you don't know everything. And you need to be comfortable that you don't know everything. You need to be comfortable getting on a call and being vulnerable and say, help me guys, and let's make the pathway. And I think it takes a really strong business owner, a really strong person to be able to do that. So I commend you for it and I congratulate you for it. But you built an amazing team around you that have supported your growth. And that's what's been just an absolute pleasure for us to work with you over the 6 years. And I mean, the results speak for themselves. I mean, even tell people about, obviously we're talking about the business now. How's life changed?
Well, life has really changed. I happen to be married to a travel bug. That's my wife, Devin.
Yeah.
I'm married to a travel bug, and we just planned trips for next year. We're going to Dubai. We're going to Thailand. We're going to go back to the UK. We're going to probably go to Hawaii to see my sister. It's changed my life where I'm home. We're getting to spend the nights at home together. You know, she's a teacher. She works in long hours as well.
Yeah.
The balance with my personal life has been off the charts. I've been getting back to doing my Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I do that 3 to 4 days a week, and I take private lessons with that. And to see the team and to see my leadership team growing and growing and growing, that's really what makes me happy. Is if you were to go down the deepest level, I want to empower the planet. I want to empower the world.
Yeah.
So if I can do that by me learning, me staying humble to your point, and me doing what I love, if I can pass that along to them, and this is the joke in my office, I go over a little teaching moment and they say, this has nothing to do with physical therapy. And I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with physical therapy. So if I can pass along some of those lessons, because my mind is free now, because I'm having the time to think and I'm having the time to spend time with the people that I love. I'm having the time to come down to these events. And my wife just knows, she's so supportive that she'll say, whatever you think. So I know I can play full out, because at home, she knows that I think through everything and I have a team of people. It may seem like I make quick decisions because I do, but it's only because I already feel it and I already know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Well, which really relates back to you and your team is that I know no matter where I am in the journey, I can make a phone call. Someone here in this community, one of the coaches like yourself or Chris or Emma, someone can help me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm never stuck. So I can take the leap of faith all the time because I have the team, my team, I have my wife at home. I have my team at the office, and then I have the team here and the community on top of that. So It's a really big deal.
How impactful would you say access to the community has been in your growth story?
Access to the community has been kind of almost unbelievable, meaning I've never had, not even once, where I said, do you know, can I, when someone hasn't said, yep, absolutely. Like, so I'll say the access, anyone I want to talk to in the community, I can talk to.
Yeah.
If I don't have the number, I'll get their number. And everyone says yes, and that's that's a great part of the community.
Yeah.
I was talking with Jordan, who I just met yesterday at the event, at workshop event yesterday, and he goes, I want to thank you for something. You don't even know why I'm going to thank you. And I said, oh, for what? And he goes, your slides that I got from neuropathy made me $40,000.
Wow.
And I was like, hell yeah. I said, I hope you make another 40.
Yeah.
So when we learn, when we can give, just to give to someone else, like Tony Robbins says, the secret to living is giving.
Yeah.
So just keep giving. And the community has been that time and time and time again.
And again, another thing we love about what you give back to the community as well. So it's not just all take. There's a lot that you give back to the community, and that's awesome. We see it all the time. People celebrate you, and which is an amazing thing to see as well. What would you say to somebody who was maybe sat watching this now thinking, where do I go next? What do I do?
For someone that's just wondering, like, what do I do? Just do something.
Yeah.
Just go for what feels right. It doesn't matter how you start. If you do the accelerator or one of the things I learned at a Tony Robbins event is I never leave any event without committing to something. Ever, 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 ever. And whatever that looks like to you, if you're a little nervous, you feel like you've been burned before, what's the lowest level of commitment that you can do at the time? And just see how it goes. One of the things that I love about you and about the whole Paul Gough team is if you say, I have a budget of this, or I can do this, you guys will find a way to make it work. Hey, I'll keep the price low for 3 months. See what you think. What support can you get? You'll connect to someone else. So I would say you have to do it unless you want to be on the hamster wheel of life and get the same result you've always gotten. And that's not something I think business owners can afford to do nowadays. The competition's more than ever and stronger than ever. So just commit. Just commit to the group or commit to something. Commit to making a decision for you. That's the number one thing I'm saying.
And let's share with, just before we wrap up, what does the next 6 to 12 months look like for you, for your life, for your business?
The next 6 to 12 months, we're going to be getting, so the team's going to be getting better trained a lot of the concierge medicine tools that we have. And I'm going to get a few more of those tools. And then we're going to open up the Prosperity Lab after having a one-day with Paul. So over the next year, we're going to get the team trained on all the stuff we presently have. Once we're all trained on it, we're going to bring in other tools. And then we're just going to keep training and implementing, training and implementing. And then I just heard something tonight that I might be charging people a membership if they want to see me. And we definitely probably going to be doing the Medicare concierge as well, as we continue to shift more towards cash and more towards the cash-based services.
Yeah.
So if we can have a business within a business, and that was what I talked about with Paul on my one day, is we're going to build a business within the business that's completely different so we can use the PT business as a funnel.
And I'll lie a little bit. I'll ask another question. We're at PPM right now. You guys can't see this, but there's an Ecto 1 Ghostbusters car behind us. There's Paul over there. There's Slimer over there. There's a big stage show back here. Just tell the guys here who are sat at home, sat on the sofa, doing the same thing every night, wishing things would get better, what difference having access to events like this have made to you, and why they should just give it a try. Just come along.
The biggest thing I've gotten is the belief.
Right.
Is the belief that it's possible. And I struggled for many years. I had a business 1 year, 16 times. Now I've had a business 22 years, and now I know I'm a business owner. And even though I'm pretty positive, I'll say I was lacking the total belief that it was possible. So coming to these events, you can't help but like, yep, I can do it. I can absolutely do it. And now my team's like, yeah, they did it. Of course we can do it. Well, so they're just going to do it now. So I would say getting the belief in myself that I was worth it, and getting the belief that the whole vision is possible is the other thing, that there's no way. And that's why one of my points when you asked me the top 3 things were total immersion is the key.
Yeah.
You have to be immersed. You have to be there in the room. And a conversation with Derek Hines when we were in New York last year, or I don't know when it was, last June, a year ago, June, that's what completely changed anything. And it was a side conversation, having a drink.
Yeah.
Someone said, you got to go talk to Derek. I went and talked with Derek, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to scrap my whole insurance business. I can just have that and use it as a funnel to offer these services while I teach my team to be better with it.
Yeah.
So the risk was a lot lower. So just being in the room.
Yeah, awesome, love it. And I think as well with events like this, sometimes you can't see the woods for the trees. You're too busy in the day-to-day, you're too busy in the weeds, that you need to take a step back and look at it from a different perspective, with different people, with a different set of eyes and a different voice. And I think that's sometimes the power as well. And like you say, sometimes sessions are fantastic, but the conversation you have about the session around the bar or with somebody else just haphazardly, just over here, sometimes there's like golden nuggets dropping out everywhere. And
everywhere.
That's what makes it powerful. But Todd, I appreciate you. I thank you for thank you for chatting with us. But thank you guys. If you want to get in touch, get in touch. But thank you for tuning in to Paul Gough Audio Experience. Take care.
See ya.
We're here at PPM Live. This is the Paul Gough podcast and audio experience. I'm here with Michael Chen. Michael Chen, tell us who you are and how long you've been in the community.
Yeah, I have been in the community since 2018. I started with the mastermind program right off the get-go. I was on that journey mission to start my own cash pay practice right away. I wanted to do this as smoothly with as least pain as possible, and which is where I found Paul and obviously the team to kind of help guide me from the beginning. Yeah.
What first attracted you to PPM Live?
Yeah. So I was first attracted to PPM Live because I think as a business owners, we find it can be pretty lonely and challenging out there, and having a community of like-minded individuals, hundreds of other practice owners wealth of knowledge to share amongst them, and then obviously the experts from the PG team to help guide us and give us more clarity, energy, and kind of belief in what we can do is kind of a big piece of why I come to this event every year.
From those that are considering on coming to PPM Live, but couldn't pull that trigger, what would you tell them?
Yeah, I would definitely, obviously, highly encourage them to come. I think on all levels, we all kind of struggle at times with having the belief and motivation that we could continue to push on and improve our businesses for our staff, for our clients. And an event like this definitely gets you in the right frame of mind to do that. Even if you have that, then you wonder, well, how am I going to do it? So all the info, the tactical info, the strategies are there for us. The roadmap, you could say, is given in kind of quite a bit of detail. So you know how to get there. You have the right framework and mindset to do it. So I can't say there's anything more valuable for a business owner than being in an environment like that and to help grow your business.
From this first day, what are your key takeaways from today?
Yeah, probably the biggest one, biggest takeaway I had this morning was around what decisions or big decisions will I need to make to really get to the kind of the goals or the vision of where I want the business to be. I think we all kind of go back and forth with this mindset of should I do this or not, and kind of fear, worry about certain of those decisions, but it will come down to what are those big ones that we need to make, and being here, I already have those down and we plan to make those immediately once I get back.
What will you commit to doing differently once you get back to your day-to-day after you leave PPM Live?
What I plan to do differently from what I've been currently doing or before the event was definitely around my time blocking and where my priorities are. I've fallen back into a certain setup where I am spending more time with clients, but knowing where we want the business to be, kind of the clarity of that and what it will take to get there, it's really non-negotiable where my time needs to be allocated, and that will definitely be shown on the calendar. Yeah. My clinic is in Milpitas, California, Silicon Valley area. We are a full cash pay clinic, work with active individuals, sports though.
Michael Chen?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. This is the Paul Gough Experience. You can find us on all platforms, on Spotify, it'll be on YouTube, and we appreciate you for coming on.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, this is Paul Gough. Thanks for watching. If you like my content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking for even more, be sure to head over to Amazon and you can find my 7 best-selling books for physical therapists in private practice. Head over to Amazon and find me now.